From rare, real-life evidence of Bigfoot living in our woods, to a lost briefcase containing secrets of the universe, and even eerie footage confirming the existence of cryptids, these are some of the most unsettling moments ever captured on camera. Stick around, because you won't want to miss a single one. This woman living near Fort Frances, Ontario, captured something so chilling on camera, she doesn't even want to talk about it. This footage was first shared with RMSO, a group dedicated to tracking Sasquatch encounters. According to the report, the woman, who has chosen to remain anonymous, was near Red Gut Bay, not far from her home, when she noticed something strange moving through the trees. She quickly grabbed her phone and began filming. After stabilizing the footage and applying light filters, some truly disturbing details emerged. What was uncovered is deeply unsettling. A tall, broad figure with an unusually long arm and what appears to be a massive hand hanging low by its side. And here's where it gets even more compelling. This wasn't a one-off sighting. The surrounding region, Dryden, Fort Hope, and Lake of the Woods, is considered a hotspot for Bigfoot activity. Locals have reported similar creatures for years, and some have even documented footprints and photos. One man named Clifton, who has had multiple encounters himself, says this area is crawling with Sasquatch activity. He recalls a personal experience near Lake of the Woods, where he initially mistook the creature for a moose, until it suddenly stood up and bolted on two legs. It was fast, tall, and covered in dark brown hair. He's not alone. Recently, a new photo emerged from Winter Road, Fort Hope, Ontario, and was shared across Facebook and Instagram. It appears to show a massive footprint in the sand near local residences. According to reports, the print measures 14 inches in length. Several residents also reported sightings of a creature standing between 6 and 8 feet tall. Even more chilling, witnesses claim this footprint shows up around the same time every year, suggesting a possible migration pattern. Some believe it's a family. Others say they've seen multiple of these creatures at a time. All signs point to ongoing activity in the area. There have been multiple reports of two creatures traveling together, with unusually wide tracks found nearby. Locals tell stories of strange cries echoing through the night, rocks being hurled at cabins, and even memories from childhood of something lurking near the powwow grounds. This new footage from Red Gut Bay adds yet another intriguing piece to the growing puzzle. With each photo, each footprint, and every eyewitness account, the evidence continues to build. So the next time someone scoffs at the idea of Bigfoot, remind them of Fort Frances, of Red Gut Bay, of those 5-foot strides pressed into frozen sand. Because if these reports are true, something big, really big, is out there, and it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Ancient mysteries tend to leave their mark in the most unexpected places, and this eerie relic from the past is no exception. This haunting photo, originally taken in 1978, resurfaced and quickly went viral on X after being uploaded by RMSO Bigfoot. What it shows is nothing short of astounding. A massive, fossilized human-like footprint embedded deep in the hardened riverbed. According to the report, the print was discovered after a section of the Paluxy River in Texas was carefully sandbagged and exposed for preservation. That's when something remarkable was revealed, something that continues to baffle experts and enthusiasts to this day. The original photographer used both a measuring tape and his own bare foot for scale, and the results were jaw-dropping. The footprint stretches a staggering 19 feet in length, dwarfing the human foot placed beside it. The impression is remarkably detailed, with distinct toe shapes and a clearly defined heel, deeply etched into the ancient stone. Since its discovery, this footprint has been at the center of heated debate. Some believe it's the long-lost trace of a prehistoric giant, while others argue it's evidence that colossal beings once roamed the earth, perhaps even aligning with biblical accounts of giants like the Nephilim. Skeptics, however, insist it's either a naturally occurring rock formation or an elaborate hoax designed to stir controversy. But no matter which side of the debate you're on, there's no denying the chilling presence of this imprint. Its sheer scale is enough to send shivers down your spine and make you wonder just who or what left it behind. Could this be a fossilized trace of a forgotten chapter in human history? Or is it yet another unsolved mystery carved in stone, forever challenging what we think we know? As serene and beautiful as our woods may appear, they sometimes hide things that eventually come to the surface, but in the most terrifying ways. This chilling photo comes from Pink Mountain, British Columbia, and it quickly went viral after being uploaded on X. As it circulated, it sparked intense speculation about just how little we truly know about what lurks in our forests. In the image, we see freshly pressed earth, and right in the middle of it, a massive, human-like footprint. But here's where it gets strange. The footprint is abnormally massive. It's strikingly humanoid, with clearly defined toes and a long, broad sole. But what truly sends shivers down your spine is the sheer size and depth of it. Unlike any normal footprint, this one sinks deep into the earth, like it was made by something immensely heavy, something powerful. And it's not an isolated incident. Similar footprints have been reported in Fort Hope and other remote regions, many of them appearing around the same time of year, suggesting a pattern, a possible migration route. Some believe these creatures may move in groups, leaving behind scattered clues of their passage. To some, this is further proof that something is out there, something we've only glimpsed in blurry videos and half-whispered stories. To others, it's just another case of erosion, coincidence, or our imagination running wild. But if you're like me, and you keep seeing posts like these pop up around the internet, there's always that lingering question: who or what is leaving these behind? Maybe there's more truth behind it than we think. A couple was enjoying their day at the beach near Aberdeen when they spotted something that nearly gave them a heart attack. Margaret Flippance was simply strolling along the beach near Aberdeen, savoring the salty breeze with her husband, when she stumbled upon something that sent chills crawling down her spine. It was the monstrous skeleton of a sea creature, something that looked straight out of a nightmare. It had a long, snake-like lower body, but the strangest part was its head, which looked like nothing anyone had ever seen before. The sheer size alone was enough to terrify anyone. Comparing Margaret to the creature, it looks easily 8 to 10 feet long, possibly even more. Experts are still debating if it is a massive pilot whale or something far more ancient and far more terrifying. Even more chilling, just days before this bizarre discovery, footage surfaced from Alaskan fishermen showing a colossal, humpbacked creature slipping beneath the waves. The size and shape are eerily similar to that infamous 1934 Loch Ness Monster photo, which was taken not far from this very area. All of this just reinforces one haunting truth that scientists say we've only explored about 5% of the ocean. That means a staggering 95% remains cloaked in darkness, teeming with who knows what. Honestly, this both fascinates and creeps me out, because if creatures like this can wash ashore, what else might still be lurking in the deep? Ever felt that strange sensation, like someone's watching you? Most of us have, and we usually brush it off as paranoia, but this video suggests it might be something more. This video was uploaded on Instagram by a user named Smithereens, who claimed he was being followed, and this footage terrifyingly proves he might have been right. In the clip, we see Smith's camera focus toward the trees as he calls out something clearly uneasy, and then we see the source of his paranoia. Right there, behind a tree, something is peeking out and stalking him. You can see its head and hands, and it's just standing there, motionless, watching. It's beyond creepy, and the moment Smith realizes what he's caught on camera, he runs, fast. The video ends in panic. There's definitely something behind that tree, but the chilling part is, we have no idea what it is. According to Smith, that figure had been following him throughout his hike. Whatever it was, my advice for you guys is that if you ever spot something like that in the woods, don't turn your back on it. That's exactly what it's waiting for, and that's when it strikes. This next video might look like a scene straight out of a cartoon, but let me tell you, it actually happened in real life. The video was uploaded on Facebook and instantly divided viewers. Some found it adorable, while others were downright creeped out. In the clip, recorded by a driver, we see a bear standing on its hind legs in a very humanoid posture. What's strange is how comfortable it seems standing like that. It stays upright for a while, before casually sitting down as the video ends. Sure, I've seen bears stand on their hind legs to grab food or to intimidate, but standing that straight for that long, this is a first for me. Some viewers are calling it a skinwalker. Others say it's a Bigfoot in disguise. Personally, I think it's just a bear that somehow learned to stand with perfect posture, but I can't help imagining seeing it standing in the middle of the road at night, motionless, just staring. Now that would be seriously creepy. Real or not, it's a weird one, and definitely not something you'd expect to see out your car window. If you've ever heard of the Goatman, these next photos might just give you sleepless nights for the rest of your life. Most of us are familiar with the legend of the Goatman, but for those who aren't, here's a quick rundown. The Goatman is a cryptid rooted in Prince George's County, Maryland folklore. He's often described as a terrifying half-man, half-goat creature. The most popular version of the story, especially in Bowie, Maryland, claims that a scientist working at the Beltsville Agricultural Research Center mutated into this form after a goat experiment went horribly wrong. He's been associated with attacks on cars, dogs, and even people. Some reports describe him carrying an axe and terrorizing villages. There are even stories of fatalities, though they're hard to verify. But for the longest time, many dismissed him as just a creepy campfire story, until these chilling photos surfaced on the internet and reignited the fear. These images were uploaded on Reddit's cryptozoology subreddit. At first glance, it looks like a large bear captured in the woods, but if you take a closer look, things start to get really strange. It does have black fur like a bear, but its height and proportions are unnervingly humanoid. The shape of the head is even creepier. It appears to have large goat-like ears and a long snout, eerily similar to a goat's. Some people are quick to say it's just a costume, and sure, it might look like one at first, but this isn't the only sighting. In fact, the first reports of the Goatman go back to the 1970s, and they've been showing up ever since. One of the earliest encounters came from a couple in Pennsylvania who were attacked while driving across a bridge. According to them, the creature was fast, muscular, and had the head of a goat. It even damaged their car during the attack. Now, I know there was a more recent sighting in the Utah mountains that turned out to be a hunter in a goat costume preparing for archery season, but there are plenty of other reports online that seem way too real to ignore. So what do you think? Is the Goatman just a story passed down to scare campers? Or is there some terrifying truth lurking in the woods? The existence of the devil appears in nearly every religion and culture, but we've never truly seen one, until this post surfaced. A few photos were posted on Instagram, and what they captured absolutely shocked the community. According to the uploader, these images were taken by someone walking through the Pine Barrens when they suddenly saw something leap from a tree into the air. He quickly snapped a few photos, and what he caught really shocked him to the core. The creature looked like a winged being with horns on its head. It had a strange, griffin-like body with features unlike anything we've ever seen before. Viewers were quick to identify the creature as the Jersey Devil. According to legend, in 1735, a woman named Leeds gave birth to her 13th child, and in a moment of despair, she cried out that she wished the child would be the devil. And according to the story, it happened. The baby was born normally, but immediately sprouted wings and claws, then flew out of the house and into the Pine Barrens, where it's said to roam to this day. This creature is often confused with the Goatman, but let me make this clear. The Jersey Devil and the Goatman are two very different cryptids. Their bodies may look somewhat similar, but the Jersey Devil has bat-like wings, a trait the Goatman doesn't possess. Now, yes, these are both considered folklore, but what about all these sightings? I did a bit of research and found out that some people believe the creature might have been a hammerhead fruit bat, which does have a bizarre, almost demonic appearance. But then again, there have also been reports of livestock being attacked in the Pine Barrens, cases that have never been explained. If you ever thought old boxes left by the trash were just junk, this next discovery might seriously mess with your head. Most of us have come across weird stuff online. Old sketches, cryptic writings, maybe even some underground conspiracy theories. But nothing, and I mean nothing, compares to what's inside the so-called box of crazy. This mysterious wooden box was discovered sitting on a random sidewalk in Asheville, North Carolina, and what was hidden inside it looks like the result of a classified government experiment meets the lost mind of a genius. And this isn't your average doodle on a napkin kind of thing. We're talking painstakingly detailed illustrations, with handwritten notes crammed into every inch of space. The man behind it all was supposedly Daniel Christensen, and judging by his writings, he either had access to knowledge we're not supposed to know, or he completely lost it and documented every wild idea that crossed his mind. Inside the box, hundreds of hand-drawn pages, bizarre schematics, twisted sketches of human-animal hybrids, cryptic symbols, and what appear to be blueprints for interdimensional travel devices. One sketch even shows what looks like a spacecraft, labeled with coordinates, timelines, and strange calculations. Like, what even is this? Some believe the box belonged to a former military engineer who snapped. Others think it was someone who witnessed something they weren't supposed to see and tried to document it all before vanishing into thin air. And then there's this: angelic figures with wings, mechanical gears, and diagrams that look like they came straight out of Da Vinci's most haunted dreams. People who've studied these pages say some of the notes match up disturbingly well with Cold War-era technology and even obscure NASA patents. I don't know about you, but this doesn't feel like someone's quirky art project. It feels like a warning. So what do you think? Was Daniel Christensen a madman trapped in his own mind? Or a forgotten whistleblower, leaving behind proof of ancient aliens, lost tech, and biblical UFOs? Let me know in the comments. And hey, maybe don't open any strange wooden boxes if you find one sitting by your driveway. I'm not saying it's aliens, but seriously, what else could it be? These next two photos were taken just seconds apart, but what shows up in the second one might seriously mess with your head. These images come from a Reddit post that was later picked up by Daily Mail UK because of how truly strange they are. In the first photo, uploaded by the Redditor, we see a peaceful backyard glowing under the moonlight. Everything looks calm, still, and completely empty. But the second photo, taken just seconds later, that's where things get creepy. You can clearly see a small, eerie figure sprinting across the grass. Its body is hunched, arms flailing, and its face just looks wrong, uncanny, distorted, almost inhuman. A Reddit user said these photos were snapped literally 2 seconds apart. No one noticed anything strange at the time. It only showed up later when reviewing the photos. And here's the part that really chills people. The figure casts a shadow. That means whatever it wasn't a glitch, a reflection, or a smudge on the lens. It was physically there. It's fully opaque, with a weirdly pale, almost mask-like face. Some folks online immediately called Photoshop, but others, they're genuinely freaked out, saying there's no solid explanation. Some suggested it might be a camera glitch, like a rolling shutter artifact caused by longer exposure. But let's be real, would that create something this detailed and human-like? Now, the family that took the photos has already set up motion sensors and night vision cameras around the yard, just in case whatever that thing decides to come back. But honestly, if I were in their shoes, I wouldn't want to see it again. Once was enough. Ever seen something so strange on the internet that you wondered, how is that even allowed online? Well, this next video is exactly that.
And?
A video was uploaded to YouTube on March 15th, 2016, and it went viral for all the wrong reasons. The footage is entirely shot through surveillance cameras inside a suburban home, where a seemingly normal family begins to experience increasingly bizarre and disturbing events. At first, everything looks ordinary. A couple arguing, kids playing outside, a worker fixing something. But then, things take a very strange turn.
What if we use that money and we got a...
What seems like a normal domestic moment shifts abruptly when we see one of the daughters, Madeline, lying face down on the kitchen floor. Her parents yell at her to get up, but horror sets in when it becomes clear she isn't just lying there, she's sinking into the floor.
And? Madison, she's stuck.
Her parents react with confusion, but they're ultimately powerless to help. As the video progresses, the surveillance footage grows glitchy and surreal, creating a disorienting, almost nightmarish atmosphere. The girl continues to sink further into the floor as her parents desperately try to save her. Smoke fills the house. The alarm goes off. The toddler roams outside, and what seems to be their grandmother lies unconscious on the lawn. Everything feels off, disturbing and bizarre, and just when you think it can't get weirder, the girl suddenly drops from the first floor through the ceiling, and they catch her on a mattress. But right after, everything glitches, and the family starts screaming at the top of their lungs. It feels like watching a fever dream, but the security camera footage makes it look too real. But don't worry, it is just a short movie. This is a short film titled "This House Has People in It," uploaded by Adult Swim on March 15th, 2016. It went viral for being extremely eerie and unsettling. The short is part of a larger, alternate reality game connected to a fictional company called AB Surveillance Solutions. There's a whole rabbit hole, extra surveillance clips, bizarre documents, and eerie diagrams hosted on a companion website. The entire experience explores themes of surveillance paranoia, psychological breakdown, and the crumbling of domestic life. There's no clear resolution, just layers of mystery and disturbing imagery that leave you uncomfortable in the best and worst way. It's not just a short film, it's a horrific fever dream of domestic terror. If you love taking selfies, this next video might be exactly what you need to see. This video shows two bikers taking a selfie on a beautiful, calm road, completely unaware of the danger lurking just behind them. As they pose for the photo, the cameraman pans toward the nearby bushes, and that's when we see it. A massive bear is stalking them, hidden in the foliage, watching silently while they remain totally oblivious. The bear doesn't seem interested or hungry, but that doesn't make the situation any less dangerous. These animals are known to be ferocious when they feel threatened, and one wrong move from the bikers could have turned that innocent selfie into a nightmare and a viral tragedy on the darker side of the internet. This man was casually walking past an abandoned Disney park in Veracruz when something happened that may have scarred him for life.
Deja que mi cámara enfoque bien, deja que mi cámara enfoque bien. Deja que mi cámara enfoque bien, güey, eso no es el velador.
This video went pretty viral in Mexico, and for a terrifying reason. It shows what happens to your beloved character statues after they've been left behind. In the video, the cameraman is walking past an old, abandoned Disney-themed park in Veracruz, Mexico, when he notices a strange figure in the distance. At first, he thinks it might be a person, but as he zooms in, he's shocked to realize it's the abandoned Snow White statue from the park.
Güey, ese es el velador de... Es el velador, ¿no? No te muevas. No mames, no te muevas, no te muevas ahí. ¿Velador? Ese no es el velador, güey. Güey, no es el velador. No. No, aguanta, deja que mi cámara enfoque bien, deja que...
As soon as the figure realizes it's been spotted, it quickly dashes behind a wall, just like it was alive. The cameraman, not letting it go that easily, runs after it, but to his shock, the statue is back at the same spot where it was supposed to be, standing completely still. Even though it wasn't moving anymore, there was something deeply unsettling about it. It gave off a dark, eerie energy that was hard to shake.
Enfoque bien. Deja que mi cámara enfoque bien, güey, eso no es el velador. ¡Hola! No digas cosas. No. Mire. No, güey, no mames.
¿Qué fue eso, güey?
No sé.
No mames, güey, no mames.
I don't know about you guys, but that looked exactly like a Snow White figure. Then again, it could also be someone playing a prank, dressed up as Snow White to freak people out. Later, when the cameraman shows the statue up close, it looks like it's been there for a while, covered in dust and debris, blending into the decay around it. So what do you think? Was this some elaborate prank, or something far more disturbing? Ever wondered what a ghost might look like perfectly captured on camera? Well, this Redditor's got you covered. These photos were posted by a user named Few Eggplant 1926 on the paranormal subreddit, and they quickly caught the attention of Redditors everywhere. In the first photo, we see two girls walking past a set of historical portraits in a museum. Everything looks normal, until you find out there was only one girl actually there. The second figure, apparently ghost. Just 2 seconds later, another photo was taken. The same girl looks back over her shoulder, but this time, that second eerie figure is gone. The ghostly presence appears tall, with long hair and a historic-looking outfit, almost like it's floating. And according to everyone who was present at the time, no one saw anything unusual in real life. One thing's for sure, if these images are real, we're not as alone as we think. I love it when we stumble upon weird stuff that no one can explain, like this bizarre discovery found deep in the Peruvian desert. This video was part of a documentary uploaded on the Beyond Science YouTube channel, where they covered a strange and mysterious finding by hunters inside a cave beneath the desert in Peru. What they discovered was a large alien-like claw and a wrapped skull. The claw had 3 long, bizarre fingers and looked ancient, possibly belonging to a Peruvian giant, or maybe the infamous aliens themselves. Researchers who studied it said the arm was so long that the creature it came from would have been at least 9 feet tall. Along with the claw, they also found an elongated, alien-like skull. But the person who made the discovery refused to reveal the exact location of the cave and never released clear photos of the skull itself. Still, after some testing, both the claw and the skull were confirmed to belong to a biological creature. But the big question now is, what kind of creature was it? People who saw the footage are calling it the remains of an alien, while others think it might be a lost species that remained elusive throughout history. One thing's for sure, our past has secrets that keep shocking us in ways we never thought possible. For more strange and interesting footage, check this out.